How do you overcome a slump of, I don't want to work? Check your bank account by starting, despite not wanting to. This should be the top comment. It's a cliché, the hardest thing in life is taking the first step, is true. Find yourself some expensive hobbies. Nothing motivates me more to put my name down for overtime shifts like eyeing off some new photography gear, or a pile of fabric I'd like to buy and sew with. Find work you enjoy doing. Left a $90K management gig for a $50K desktop support job. I still have stress when troubleshooting, but I enjoy the stress. Find stress you enjoy. You didn't find that taking such a huge pay decrease added extra stress in other areas of your life. The FIRE movement would argue that excessive spending in itself causes stress, especially becoming a de facto wage slave. I try to live pretty frugally, and as a result I have never had any financial worries. I'm typing from a cheap keyboard and sat on an ancient office chair that I'll keep using until it breaks, but with a custom gaming PC I knew I could afford easily and would have at least 5 years life expectancy. TL. Doctor buy stocks. Not shit you don't need. That may depend on where he lives and family status. Where I live, $50K is more than enough to live comfortably for a single adult, or even a married couple with only one of them working. TL. Doctor childcare is fucking expensive. Serious answer. Set up a space dedicated to work, and have everything you need with you, including a snack and drink. Don't do anything but work in that space. It could even be the opposite side of the kitchen table from where you normally sit. Use a planner and schedule your time as strictly as you need to. Set a timer for 5 minutes. You can work for 5 minutes. No problem. Right. If you need a break after that, take a 5-minute break. Then do it again. Try to increase the time. Ideally, you'll get in a groove and not need to take breaks that frequently. But you should take breaks to physically move every hour. I agree with this. As a writer, artist, etc., I do a lot. Having a designated room is fantastic when I actually have space for it. Like 9 cups of coffee. When you think about how many people would love to have your job, or any job, it makes you appreciate that someone is paying you to do something. Not everyone has that, and knowing that makes it easier to get up and get it. Motivation is hard. I hope you find some somewhere. Hug. Don't work and get fired. Go to a fun place only after you finish work, or do something fun and you want to get up. Well, I don't have to do anything now, so my friends asking to play video games or something helps me get up. Just slog through and it will fade eventually. If you really don't like what you do or have a hostile workplace, look at changing jobs or starting a different career path. Drink yourself to death on weekends. Stay up as late as possible every day to maximize your free time, and if doable, try to save something to last you a few months in case you really just can't keep going back anymore. Imagine not having a job. Imagine a line of people behind you who will gladly take your position. Imagine how your life would be. Unable to pay bills, rent or eat or do the things you like. The fear of that is basically what keeps me going. If you can, try to find a job that sounds interesting or that would feel less like work. If it's just motivation needed to do work now that you don't feel like doing, then what I do is think of it like doing my future self a kindness favor. I will do the work now so that future self won't be stressed with a lot of work, or will have free time to relax, do something fun. Also, remember how happy you were to be offered the job in the first place. Put it in front of you. Then plan what you're going to do. You might get involved in it and start working. If not, then keep the work in front of you but do something else. You'll probably get back to work. I'm gonna try this. Just don't work. I don't want to plan this essay, but I'm doing it anyways. If you maintain the balls to do what must be done, eventually you become accustomed to it. When you reach into your pocket and pull out nothing but lint. For me right now, it's realizing how fortunate I am to still have my job while so many people are Out of work due to the current situation going on. A combination of remember why you do it along with the end rewards, I guess. I just play music through headphones and convince myself if I don't do it I'm in real shit. I think about the reward. Nothing too big. Just think like after this, I'll have the cookie I saved. The boomers got this one right when they say pull yourself up by your bootstraps and just muster up the willpower to get started. Once you get in the rhythm of it, that slump will disappear. Yeah, I feel this one. The younger generations, probably starting with mine. I'm 36. We're taught you should only do what you love. Well, this is a good idea, and I don't think people should stay in a job they hate if they have options. It also teaches an unrealistic worldview. I have a 26-year-old sister who has barely ever had a job because she can't get hired for a job she likes and just complains about doing normal work. I mean, I'm a teacher and overall love what I do, but there's tons of aspects of my job that I do on a daily basis that I don't enjoy. Luckily for me, I've always placed a high value on being financially independent for personal reasons. So I just focused on that when I was grinding jobs I didn't like when I was younger. I've been in this slump for the past few months. No amount of holiday, annual leave, seemed to help. I've been employed in the same job for the past 5 years, working to support some of the most chaotic members of our society. Some jobs take their toll on you mentally and the only way to get out of the slump is to move on to something new. I start my new job tonight. I got bills, they're multiplying. Just say you are gonna quit every day. I mostly enjoyed my last job, but they closed for good. I have a job offer lined up after this is all over with that I'm really looking forward to. Find something that you enjoy doing and try to turn it into paid work. Change jobs. You shouldn't feel that if you like your job, if it happens all the time. This may be decent advice, but even people who like their jobs need motivation sometimes. I love my job, but there are days where I get there and just don't want to work that day. That doesn't necessarily mean I need a new job. I just need a little extra motivation to get through the day and hopefully love my job again the next day. Agreed. I teach, and there are absolutely days, weeks where I have to dig deep to keep going. Maybe there are jobs where every minute is great, but that could be a reflection of the person and not the job. Some days I just want to chill out and go for a hike or read a book, and instead I have to go to an 8-hour PD meeting or spend all day grading essays. That being said, if you ask me how I feel about my job in general, I'll tell you, honestly, working with young people is what I'm meant to do. Literally just tell Kat to go back to work or live in a box of divorce. Get stuck in quarantine. Homelessness is a good way to overcome it. Just retire by having a financial plan which forces you to work. By working, wait until the deadline is breathing down your neck. Your dad ain't rich. Take a break to sharpen the saw. Exercise. Do anything. Do the productive thing with the lowest barrier to entry, even if it is unrelated to work. Then use the momentum from that to just keep doing things until you're ready to do the work. I just suffer. Suck it up and do it, pussy. I enjoy living indoors and eating on a regular basis. Unfortunately, I have to work to do those things, creating a life-threatening virus. Bang on the drums all day. By realizing I need to pay my rent so I have a safe place to starve to death this month. Habits are separate from normal thought processes. Different part of the brain, and can be hacked. Habit cycle. Cue, routine, reward. Provide yourself a reward each time you commit to work. Start small. Work 15 minutes and buy something dope on Amazon. Document everything you do. You are trying to create a recognizable pattern. Your brain will do the rest. Sort of. Good luck. Coffee. Get caught up in a pandemic and be put off work for 6 weeks. So far, with no end in sight. The first couple weeks were really nice and I welcomed the time off. Then as time went on, I realized work was taking up all the time I'd otherwise be spending doing nothing. Doing nothing isn't enjoyable after a long period of time. Reward yourself after you finish your job. Depends on the situation. Sometimes that feeling comes from pure exhaustion, but I find that easier to force my way through than when it comes from hating my job and dreading going in every day. If it's the latter, start looking for a new job that you might not hate so much, but definitely keep the job you have until you get another one. I watched Kobe motivational videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.